We have covered a slew of SCP topics over here on Top 5 Scary videos, from the scariest to the cutest to the aquatic to the ones that hail from space. However, have you ever wondered where some of the SCPs were created? Because I have. And some of them were created by the Foundation themselves, whether by accident or on purpose. So today on Top 5 Scary videos, I'm going to be counting down our list of the top 5 SCPs created by the Foundation. Before we begin though, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. And with that, let's jump in. Coming in at number 5, SCP-2138. 2138 is a light blue, odorless, gaseous substance of unknown composition. The substance is chemically inert with normal atmospheric gases. It is not flammable and exhibits a rapid rate of diffusion. Initial gas chromatography results were inconclusive, and further physical and chemical properties of SCP-2138 have not been established. 2138 was generated as a byproduct by Dr. Isaac to synthesize a less harmful alternative to current psychoactive substances used as truth serums in Foundation field work. Exposure to or inhalation of 2138 results in no harmful physical effects on animal specimens tested, but humans exposed to the substance exhibit the anomalous effect referred to as 2138A. Whether 2138 has the same anomalous effect on all sapient entities is unknown. 2138A consists of the appearance of a dark rectangular shape above the subject's head. The shape displays a series of short statements in bright yellow text, with the series repeating over time. Each statement discloses information known to the subject alone or the subject and a limited set of others. The effect appears to be permanent, although a change in the subject's knowledge will affect the content of the statements displayed. 2138 is contained in a pressurized canister sealed inside an airtight box. The box is stored in a standard containment locker at Site 73. Pressure sensors inside the canister are programmed to notify staff in case of any leak. Coming in at 4, SCP-1985. 1985 is a female human of African American origin named Jacqueline. 1985A is a trans-universal teleportation device implanted in 1985's body, including millions of ultra-thin components in its brain and spinal cord, and several large components located in its thorax and abdomen. Anomalous qualities of both 1985 and 1985A appear to have been based on qualities of multiple other SCP items. When 1985 dies, 1985A is activated. Upon activation, 1985A transports 1985 to what appears to be a parallel reality. This parallel reality will usually be undergoing a K-class scenario somewhat consistent with the Jackson K-class classification system. The 5% deviation is thought to result from utilization of a slightly different K-class classification system then in use by a currently existent Foundation branch. As of right now, 1985 is contained in a subsite and is to be kept in good condition and health. Ongoing research on 1985A is mandatory. If 1985 is judged to become a significant security risk due to exposure to another anomalous entity, device error, or any other reason, Protocol 1985 at hand will be enacted. Coming in at 3, SCP-061. SCP-061 is an acoustic computer program being developed by SCP researchers with the intent of producing successful countermeasures to similar programs being developed by governments and individuals around the world. Inspired by research, SCP Command saw both the potential and harm in the ability to control the brain functions of other human beings. Laymen understand that music can elicit certain emotions and memories, or various sounds can elicit fear and excitement by simply being heard. Governments around the world have been attempting to expand on the premise for decades. SCP research is the first to elicit responses on higher mental activities. Subjects will normally have a blank facial expression while under the influence of SCP-061. They are not responsive to attempts at conversation, express no desires, such as hunger or interest in sexual advances. Though all commands are followed without question, the effects of the auditory control cease once the subject is no longer able to hear the program. The intent of the research is to discover ways to counteract the effects of auditory mind control. However, only 2 methods of countermeasures have proven successful as of yet. 1. The subject's hearing is impaired so that the individual can no longer hear the program, either by covering the ear or deafening the subject. 2. The program itself sends a coded instruction to the hearing center of the brain, permanently shutting it down. The source code for SCP-061 is to be kept on a standard archival quality read-only data compact disc. 4 copies of the CD-ROM with the source code are to be stored in separate maximum security inanimate object lockers. Coming in at 2, SCP-1312. 1312 is the designation given to the unfinished Site-41, which experienced an incident 7 months into construction in which the entire site relocated 3 kilometers north. All staff present within 1312 at the time are presumed killed, or in such a state that they are to be considered lost. 1312 is home to a large number of humanoid entities, all of which resemble featureless human beings of solid coloration. These entities show limited intelligence and are docile until they become aware of the presence of an object or organism foreign to 1312. At this point they will take the object or organism and contain it, utilizing the facilities already present in 1312. In cases where the foreign presence is an organism, they will subdue it first by rendering it unable to move or unconscious. 1312 is to be contained behind a perimeter of electrical fencing 2 meters in height. All potential exits from 1312 are to be kept under guard at all times. Any entities attempting to leave 1312 are to be subdued and taken into containment immediately. No objects or individuals are to enter 1312 without special authorization. And finally, coming in at number 1, SCP-085. 085 is the result of an experiment conducted between 067 and 914. Using 067, test subject 1101F drew a single female figure about 15 centimeters in height and 3.8 centimeters wide in summer dress with long hair pulled back into a ponytail, with the name Cassandra written underneath. A doctor proposed using SCP-914 on various settings on images created by 067. Using the fine setting, the Cassandra sketch was transmuted into her present form, a sentient black and white animated young woman drawn in a clean stroke. Further attempts to duplicate this result have been unsuccessful. 085 prefers to be called Cassie. She is completely sentient and aware of her 2D form as well as her limitation in a 3-dimensional world. Although her voice is inaudible, she has learned to communicate with SCP Foundation personnel through sign language and writing. 085 may be communicated with by writing text on the paper she exists on. Personnel report that she is amicable and motivated, albeit lonely. Cassie can interact with any drawn object on the same page as if it were real. For example, she is able to wear drawn clothing, drive sketched cars, and drink painted beverages. Except for animals and people, any drawn object becomes animated when in contact with 085, but immediately ceases and holds position once out of contact. She has also demonstrated the ability to transfer from one sheet or image to another, as long as the two are flushed together. In the event that SCP-085 enters a picture that does not support drawn objects, the picture is converted to a background image. 085 is to be contained in a single chalk white bond drawing pad in a secure containment facility. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Were there any Foundation made SCPs that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below and perhaps we can do a part 2. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos. Top 5 scary horror movies that ended careers part 2. Matt Gaiman said, kudos to the editors on deleting all the times Lucy rolled her eyes during this review. Kudos to the editors that had to remove all my eye rolls in this video, and every video. Anytime I'm existing. Michael Johnson said the scariest part of Exorcist 2 was the acting. Love you, Lucy. Couldn't agree more. I actually haven't seen the film. Ed Savant said you were the scary movie that ended careers. I really hope so, thank you. Ben Heggie said don't disrespect the Cage. I will disrespect whoever I want, and I don't like Nicolas Cage. James Vance said single white female was better than The Roommate. I couldn't agree more. That is a great film, very underrated. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later.